How's it going, YouTube? With the Franchise Guy coming at you again with another episode of Madden 19 Philadelphia Eagles franchise. Starting this episode off with some scouting of defensive tackles. And I mean, we really don't need defensive tackles. I'm sorry. We are so stacked on our defensive line. We're legitimately scouting 6th-round draft picks. But taking on the Redskins, my brother's favorite team. And if you watch my videos, you know I always talk about how my brother's favorite team is the Redskins. And every time I play the Redskins. Every time I play the Redskins, I always bring that up. Well, in case you didn't know, my brother's favorite team is the Redskins, who was born in Cape May, New Jersey, has never lived anywhere else, just here. Reason behind it is, apparently he was a big NCAA fan for the Xbox game, especially when I had RG3 on the cover, and my little brother was like, wherever he goes, I want to be a fan of that team. That is my mission right there, to be a fan of this player and whatever team he is, and I'm going to be a fan of that team. Okay? So that team just happened to be the Redskins. And yeah, now he's a Redskins fan. Everyone else in my family is an Eagles fan, except my brother, who is a Skins fan. And no one understands why. It's like, well, you gotta give him credit. He was loyal to his team, even though his team was bad. I mean, sure, I guess, but at least pick the local team. You know? Like, you can't just be out here doing whatever you want because of a video game. That's not how things work. What was that weird camera angle it gave me? I guess it's like a free-handed cam. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But week 12 coming through. You're gonna replay that throw right there, that touchdown right there. Randy mosses him. That Alshon just runs to the right spot. Finally, he's catching these contested catches. Like at the beginning of Madden, like last season, would not jump and catch contested balls. But yeah, at Hall, let's put sack. No big deal. It's whatever. 3rd and 7 right now. 3rd and 7. I don't know why I said it. Kind of like really weird. Gonna float that one to Aguilar, and Aguilar is going to walk in for the tutty. Ready to go. Kyle Shanahan, super pumped right now. He's super glad to be in Philly. I mean, sure they signed him long term in San Francisco, but I guess there was a falling out between the two sides because he was a free agent and he just didn't have a team to coach. And I mean, sure there's coaches like Frank Wright, who probably could have been a smarter choice for the Eagles since he does know the coaching scheme already and would be a perfect replacement for Dougie P. But Kyle Shanahan has that Sean McVay style of coaching. He's a go-getter. He wants to get things done the correct way, and he wants to make things done his way too, which is a quality trait right there. You know what you want, you know how you're gonna get it, and you're gonna let the players do what makes them comfortable to do that, as long as it's being done. It's the main reason why we brought him in. So yeah, no, it's super fun. I don't know the whole point of that was, but it was a point. But hey, on the plus side news, so I want to talk about Redskins facts and news. So on Instagram that apparently Alex Smith is walking without the flexor on his leg, wherever it was, where that big old contraption was around his knee because he destroyed his entire knee and leg. Every ligament just decided it wanted to not be attached anymore. So yeah, he's finally walking without that now, and the Redskins apparently want him to be able to play like sometime this season. Like I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for him to even play. Like look at Zach Miller. Zach Miller broke his leg, and it caused some complication. I don't exactly sure what complication was, but it caused a complication where he pretty much was like, "Hey, we might have to amputate your leg," and he's like, "No, you're gonna save my leg. I don't want my leg amputated because I want to go back and try to play football." Unfortunately, he didn't, but he has 2 legs now. Still, and same thing with Alex Smith. Like you can't just expect a player to come back and be productive after something like that. But whatever. I mean, another fun Redskins fact is uh, Ryan Kerrigan, I believe, is the all-time tackler at Purdue. That's always a fun one. The Redskins also are the only team to have a kicker win MVP. Not Super Bowl MVP, not like team MVP, league MVP, was a kicker. Played for the Redskins. Dude, some crazy stuff right there happens in Washington. Couldn't tell you why, but it just does. In the 70s or 80s, there was a whole huge police bust to catch like Washington's 100 most deadly criminals or whatnot, in which they gave them all free Redskins tickets. Yeah, that's the thing. Look it up. Every girl and guy at the that was doing ticket thing was all an undercover cop. Like they undercover cops take cheerleading lessons. They had cops going to the marketing department so they could figure out how to give people these tickets. Like it was crazy. Like the amount of in-depthitude that this went. Like I don't know. I think it was wild. At least I do. But yeah, it led to the capture of like 300 of some like 350 odd of the most violent felons at the time in Washington. So, I mean, I guess if you're Redskins fans, it's better not to go get free tickets if that's what you want. But yeah, nothing like that happens fun in Philadelphia. You don't never have like a whole huge Philadelphia Eagle, uh, the Philly police do something super awesome. It's never that. I mean, they arrested Daryl Woodley, Daryl Wardley. He was asleep in his car in the middle of an intersection of all things. Had a gun on him. I think fun of alcohol, some crazy stuff like that. It's the big, it's the big hit they did. But, I don't know. I think the Redskins are a fun team in theory. I don't know how, but they just are. I mean, they have Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins. I'm sorry, is the steal of the draft. How do you not take Dwayne Haskins at 6 with Daniel Jones? I want you to explain to me how Dwayne Haskins was not as good as Daniel Jones in the Giants' eyes. I mean, do you want a quarterback who's immobile, has problems reading defenses, has problems, with long accuracy? I mean, go for it. You just got a young Eli. That's all. That's all Daniel Jones is. They picked a quarterback that would fit their scheme, so how to change it. I mean, the point of getting quarterbacks is to work with the quarterback to get their schemes. Like Carson Wentz runs a different offense than Nick Foles ran. And Doug Pearson came out and said the offense that Nick Foles ran was different from the one Carson Wentz ran. Is the Nick Foles one a hybrid of the Carson Wentz one? Yeah. Yeah, it is. But guess what? It's not the same offense. Plain and simple, it's not the same offense. The Nick Foles offense is different. The Nick Foles offense is simpler, and it's easier for Nick Foles to do as because he has less, in theory, talent than Carson Wentz. That's the reason why that's like that. Carson Wentz has more run pass options than Nick Foles, where Nick Foles does more play action. You make a quarterback scheme fit the way it wants. But, they had that problem with Kirk Cousins and RG3. Kirk Cousins' skill set is not very mobile, so they made him a pocket passer. And when RG3 is getting hurt and all this stuff, and he's like, hey, I'm getting really hurt, and my knees don't work as well anymore because, I just don't have great knees. Can you stop having me do so many QB runs? And they're like, nah. And then he went to them and was like, well, why don't you make Kirk Cousins have any of these QB draw plays where he's just running the entire game? And they're pretty much just like, well, it's because Kirk Cousins isn't that quarterback. We don't pay Kirk Cousins that much money. We don't expect Kirk Cousins to do stuff like that. We expect you to do stuff like that, though. So, I mean, how am I supposed to feel if I'm a receiver, if I'm any player, and they straight told me that, hey, he's not you, so we're gonna make him do different things than you because that's just the way it is. That's like telling Randy Moss that he has to do something different than Wes Welker what Wes Welker does to make Wes Welker successful, even though Randy Moss has, more God-given talent than Wes Welker. Wes Welker is, one of the greatest slot receivers of all time, always finds a way up and always catches the ball. But Randy Moss has speed, size, strength, opposed to Wes Welker. I mean, one of them sneaky, one of them super quick and super strong and super big. You're not going to make Calvin Johnson run slot. No, you're going to make him run the outside route. Just you gotta work with players to make them better and what they're comfortable with. I think a problem the Redskins are gonna have with Dwayne Haskins is they're gonna probably limit him. They're gonna say, oh well, he had this quarterback who's mobile, he has a big arm, this and that, and they're like, but wait, what about the last quarterback that was mobile with a big arm and was accurate? He ruined his career, he blew his knee out. He's no longer in the league. He should still be in the league right now. I think he's bounced around a couple teams as a backup to the backup, but it's not where he should be. He should be starting somewhere in theory. I mean, sure, when you get cut from the Browns as the starter, I get it they drafted Baker Mayfield, but still they cut him before they had Mayfield. They cut him mid-season. That's how bad things were. But I don't know. I just think that the Redskins are dumb. But text on YouTube. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you guys hit that like, comment, and subscribe buttons. It does mean a ton. If you're ready for Madden 20, hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Thanks on YouTube. Peace out. Rock on. Stay classy.